Look here, baby. You're hitting them corners too fast. You need to slow this down. You understand? I almost spilled my yak on this $200 suit.
Bro, you think I would change. You think I would actually get up and change my clothes, but hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I do hope you consider that subscribe button. Why don't I slow down? Why am I always racing through the intro? Let's start over. Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I do hope you consider hitting that subscribe button and also hitting that bell notification. I just rushed through that word. And also hitting that bell notification so that every single time that I post, you'll be notified, which is every Wednesday and every Friday. So this video is somewhat of a part 2 to a video I've done before. This is a part of a channel series that I started on my own called Isn't That Ironic, where I talk about things that are ironic in one reason or another for me to talk about. And so this is actually going to be a part 2. I think the first part 2 in the Isn't That Ironic series. So that's fun. I'm doing a part 2 to a video I did a while ago called The Internet Hates Fat People. My memory is not serving me correctly on what that, I know the video was about. I sat here, filmed it and edited it, but that video was 4 months ago. What? That's crazy. So yeah, I filmed that video a little while ago. I'll insert some clips here so we can just get a refresher. When it comes to being a plus size woman online, here's 2 statements that are true in my opinion, but also I just think these are true across the board and you can't change my mind about it. If you're a plus size woman, the internet really only hypes you up and accepts you if you are still like curvy and still have these sexually attractive traits. So you can be a plus size person, but you know, you still have to have like these identifiable curves. You have to have like a nice kind of perky, not perky, but like you have to have a nice chest. You still have to be like thick in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like you're only really accepted if you are still found attractive, if your body still looks attractive, right? The second thing, while it is a truth that no matter what your body looks like, you are still gonna have issues for it, just because you have days where you feel fat, it doesn't mean that you should necessarily try and like take over the body positive movement. So I filmed that video not too long ago, well, long enough ago, I guess. And since then I've wanted to do a part 2 so bad. And I've had some things that I wanted to talk on. Like I've had points I wanted to touch on, but I was just like, I don't know, the moment isn't right yet. It's not there yet. And now I finally got it. So I was on Twitter the other day and I saw this tweet which inspired this whole video and I'm gonna read it out loud to y'all. Y'all be like, normalize stretch marks, and then someone with stretch marks posts and y'all be like, it's the stretch marks for me. Show those okay, well they put strips, but I know they meant stripes. Show those tiger stripes, sis. Body positivity, so proud of you. Y'all have no idea how much I want to talk about this topic specifically. So as usual with my longer form videos, in order to keep everything kind of succinct and, you know, to the point and sweet and short for me and you, the viewer, I like to center these videos around like 3 or 4 talking points. And I have 3 points for today's video and they are as follows. Okay, so the first point directly focuses on the tweet itself. And it is the idea of normalization inherently is doing the opposite of what people want it to do. My second point is that confidence within the plus size community only seems to be validated if it comes from the self-proclamation of sexiness.
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
And my third point is the difference between flattery and a fetish is terribly blurred in this community, mainly based on the male gaze. I don't mean to blame it on men,
but y'all are a problem, and you will always be a problem.
I'm joking. So let's get into it. So the first point, normalization. First of all, it's just, for me, it's one of those words that people on the internet have just learned and now they don't stop using it. And can we normalize this? Can we normalize that? How about you just do it? It's, to me, something about it is so like, it's so like.
I couldn't think of the word in the moment, but I was trying to say, it's performative.
Most of the time when I see someone tweet something about like normalizing something, it's something that no one has to know you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not so much as they're keeping it a secret, but it's like, what? No one cares. Like, I'll see tweets and it'll be like, can we normalize sleeping with stuffed animals in your 20s? Girl, nobody cares if you do. Like, it's you're in the comfort of your own room, like doing your own thing. Like, well, no one's gonna care. No one knew you were doing that before, but now you're bringing attention to it. So now you're opening up the floodgates to get ratioed. I think even more specifically, like with this tweet, what bothers me about this is that it's always rubbed me the wrong way when people are like, can we normalize, X, Y, and Z? Like, because what does that even, first of all, what does it mean to normalize something? Like, people have them, so they're not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, hi, friends. So it's Editing Shamira here, and as I'm watching myself struggle to make a point, I'm just realizing that I'm never going to get there. So I wanted to pop in here and say what I was trying to say, because I understand what she's trying to say on screen, but she's just not giving it to y'all like she needs to. So what I'm trying to say with this is that, in my opinion, it's very irresponsible to try and normalize different parts of people's bodies, because no one's body is the same. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it doesn't make sense to try and normalize these things in people's bodies or certain body types or whatever, since everyone's body is so different. Like, there's no body that's going to be exactly similar as another. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the motive here. I understand what they're trying to serve with the phrase, let's normalize X, Y, and Z, but maybe it can just be, let's make something less taboo. You know what I'm saying? Because the phrase normalize implies that, like, there is a standard, or that's something that people should expect. You know what I'm saying? And when you set those standards or expectations, then they're limiting to other people, which is how you get into the cycle of certain body types being favored over others. That's all I'm trying to say there. Now back to the video. So if you're like, oh, can we normalize people who wear glasses? And then you see someone wearing glasses and you're like,
oh my God, yes, queen, my visually prescribed queen. Go off with those lenses. Yes, baby, lens crafters.
If someone posts a picture of it and you're now highlighting it, you're not normalizing it. You're making it seem like this big thing, and you're making that the defining thing about this person. So you have stripped away the normality of it, and you are just being weird.
Listen, you not a different breed. You just different. You're weird. Goofball.
Okay, my next point. Let's take a step back. The best perspectives are seen far, far back, right? This point, I feel like it needs some clarification, so I'm gonna give that to you. Growing up, being a bigger sized woman, I often was surrounded by the type of media that, obviously, you have like your kind of, it's not the most body accepting. It doesn't really showcase what real bodies look. You're seeing kind of like touched up bodies or whatever. That's one thing. There was a shift eventually, and you started seeing more positive representations of bigger bodies, not so much the more bodies that you would see in your regular life versus like just the Hollywood body, if that makes sense. And with that came the idea that we, being bigger people, that we always have to do things in a way that kind of is come off as like we're doing this in spite of the other, So when bigger women would wear clothes that would like, kind of fit them tightly and fit them snugly, it's like, I might be a big girl, but I can be sexy too. I can be pretty like those super thin models. Like, everything became this competition, and everything became like a battle to be like, oh, well, I'm a big girl, but I think I'm sexy. I'm a big girl, but I can do this. I'm a big girl, but I can do that. And while I think it's important that you are confident in yourself and finding yourself to be sexy, figuring out what your sex appeal is and kind of tapping into that and everything is an important part, not just in womanhood, but I think in general as a person, as any type of person, if you're comfortable with that part of yourself and you step into it, it could be a very beautiful part of, transformation. However, somewhere in this body acceptance kind of space, it's gotten to a point now where only if you express to other people that you think you're sexy.
The audio got cut here, but what I was saying is that only when you vocalize that you're sexy, that's when your body journey is accepted.
So what I'm saying is, like, there are other ways to be confident that don't involve necessarily feeling sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let's bring it back. Because I don't want it to come off as, me being like, there's other ways you can be pretty other than showing your body. Not at all. Look, if you got it, flaunt it, well, I know you want it. While I turn around you, watch me take it. Oh, you want, let me shake it. I'm not saying none of that, right? Because if that's who you are, that's what you want to do. You do that and you be who you are. What I'm saying is that every single person within the plus size community is not going to feel that way. It's just a fact that some people just don't look at themselves as a sexy person, right? And that's not to say they don't have any confidence, you know, but like there's just so much pressure to like always advance to like that next step, and that next step is always, I've accepted this part of myself and now I think it's sexy to have this. And that's not necessarily the case for everyone. You can accept something about yourself but not necessarily want to showcase it in that way. I just feel like sometimes there's so much pressure to be so outward about it that it can sometimes have the opposite effect on other people in the plus size community who are like, well, wow, this person's, you know, this person is really confident in their body. And I know this because, you know, they always say like, I feel so sexy, I feel so powerful, I feel so confident. And I thought I was confident about myself, but since I don't feel like that, I must not be. And I don't necessarily think of myself as a sexy person, so then maybe I will never be able to feel as confident as them, and maybe I'm not really confident in my body type.
And I'm not saying you're never allowed to feel sexy unless you do it holistically, but when sex appeal becomes the main objective of body acceptance, it's tone deaf to its own issues.
I feel like I'm flying through this video. I feel like by now, I'd be like almost at 45 minutes of footage. Maybe not. I'm only 23 minutes right now. And that's the raw edit, baby. I don't know how, this video might actually be short for one of my longer talking videos. The last point, I hope all the men didn't leave yet. I know I came at y'all real aggressive in the beginning. Let's talk about it, right? Okay. The difference between flattery and fetishization is terribly blurred because of the male gaze. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, all right? I'm gonna say this. It might get a little NSFW here.
This ain't no rated motherfucking PG shit. This shit rated porn.
So if you're a family member of mine, you just go ahead and clock out this conversation. It's not gonna get too graphic, but I'm just saying I don't want no messages about it. Don't text me, don't call me about it. I don't want to hear it. So me, right? Y'all see me. Putting a title on my body type, I don't really care to do. You know, obviously, like I've addressed myself as part of the plus size community, things of that nature, but mid-size, plus size, whatever the case may be, I'm a bigger body, right? She's a bigger body girl. I am aware what my body looks like. If I can be so vague, but so blunt at the same time. I'm aware that I have a chest. And that chest is big. And I understand that having a big chest is something that people find attractive. I get it, right? There's part of it that's like, you know, so if I'm gonna go out with the girls, right? I'm going out for a night with the girls. And if I wanna have, this is awkward. If I wanna have a good time, if I'm trying to like chat up somebody, maybe get a few free drinks, I might wear something that's gonna have the girls sitting upright. You know, that's just how it is, right? I think that if you wear things that are accentuating your body type and you're comfortable like that, you're gonna do it because, you know, it's gonna make you feel good. And there's nothing wrong with that. My issue when it comes to being a bigger person and dating is that my body becomes what that person is obsessed with when it comes to dating or anything of that ilk. You know, no, fuck it. We're adults here. I'm gonna say it. Even during sex. Obviously, sex is inherently about your body. It's two people's bodies or however many bodies you have present in the room with you at the time. I'm not here to judge. Sex is inherently something that is about someone's body, right? But where I've always struggled is where it seems like the person is fixated on aspects of my body that I don't think of in a way. So let me tell you this, right? I have a story for you guys. Having a conversation with a guy on Tinder, of course. You already know how that goes. It was fine. I mean, his vibe was giving very much less than something committed. He didn't want anything committed. Just kind of, you know, trying to catch a vibe is what he says. The conversation goes on. You know, we're just kind of talking. And this man, you know, he says, he threw phrases and comments out there, you know, BBWs, chubby chasers, thick. I like them thick. And it's like, okay, you know, I guess. He just starts going into like these compliments that I'd never asked for. I never asked him to like compliment me in any kind of way. We're just kind of talking and he's like, you know, I love bigger women. So they're just like warm and cuddly. I'm like, it sounds like you need a weighted blanket. Like you're doing too much. Then this man proceeds to say to me, and y'all, if I had a Bible, right hand would be on it. I swear. This man says, I just really want a big woman to just sit on me and squish me.
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
What am I supposed to say to that? Because in what way, shape, or form am I supposed to feel flattered by that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and let me know if I'm being approved here, but I don't think I am. And if you think I am, I really don't care. No, I'm joking. But like, to me, those comments are just not, it's not the serve people think it is. It is so not the serve that people think it is to be like, oh, I love big women. I just want them to sit on me and squish me and all this stuff. And it's like, are you okay? And I don't want some like butthurt person in the comments to be like, oh, so I can't have a body type. I can't like certain things. I can't compliment a girl. Not saying that, sweetheart. Not saying that at all. But what you have to understand, you have to hear yourself when you say that. Like, there's no way you can hear that and think like, oh yeah, that's okay. Because what if you say that to a woman who like, yeah, you know, she's a little bigger, but you say like, I want you to squish me. And she's like, I didn't think I was big enough to do that. What the are you talking about? It feels like in that moment and in those times, it feels like my body, like you're not talking to me, you were talking to my body at that point. Like you want to, like the body doesn't have to be connected to the person in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that every person you ever talk to, you know, you're going to be head over heels and you're going to love their intellectual abilities and, you know, you're going to love their jokes and you're going to love the cute little things about them. Like, sure, you're going to have some relationships that are just purely based on sex and that's fine. But I just think there are ways to still commend someone on their body and still let them know, like, I think you have a very attractive build without being so weird about it. There's a quote from an article that I read. I'll link the article down below. This quote shook me to the core. Listen, I am not ashamed of my body in any sense, but if I am to be admired, I would hope it would be for more than just the size of my body. Point blank, period.
Has hit the fan, point blank, and the period.
Anybody ashamed? Come on now. Let's talk about it. Maybe I am ashamed. I'm ashamed of this outfit though, so we're gonna stop that. It's not anything about being ashamed or anything like that. It's just like there's so much more to me as a person. No, I'm joking, but it's like, don't ever just reduce somebody down to what their body does for you, right? And I'm gonna say this again, I understand that sex is an act between two bodies, right? I get that, but that doesn't mean that you should sit there and be like, and say all these things about this person's body and like have no regard for like human emotions. It makes you become like hyper aware of how they view you, and you can even see it in the way that they treat you, in the way you guys interact romantically and sexually. I definitely feel like, again, if you are a family member, if you haven't already left, I don't know why you haven't left, but you gotta go. In certain situations, you can definitely feel how you just might be you're just a body to them, right? In a sense that they don't really care to have that connection with you. It could be with someone who is built just like you. And even though it is a casual thing, you just kind of feel like there's no real, not attachment there, because I would hate to bring up the word attachment in a very casual thing. But I just feel like you can tell the difference when someone is into you versus someone just into your body, you know, and you can feel that when you all are, you know, romantically involved or just sexually involved, but you can definitely feel a difference. And for people of my ilk who have had that happen to them, or people who have related to that in some kind of sense, it makes you hyper aware of like talking to anybody else about that, because you don't want to go through that experience again. You don't want to have to connect with someone on an emotional level only to find out that they only want this one thing from you because of this one thing that you never thought was that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys see what I'm saying? I hope you guys see what I'm saying. I really hope my points were like, they came across well. I could definitely see myself expanding on this video some more. Maybe this is like part 1.5, something like that. Somewhere in this conversation, there's room for another video of this ilk. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about it. Please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm not playing. Yeah, leave me a comment. I want to know what you guys think about this topic. Let's try and be civil. I don't really see anybody leaving a super mean comment. Let's try to be a little civil. We're all people here. At the end of the day, I'm just a 24-year-old who refused to make her bed. That's all I am. That's neither here nor there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Share it. Share the video with somebody. Get somebody else to subscribe. Come on now. Because we up there. We up and we're stuck. So let's get upper and stucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. If you haven't already, hit that bell notification, and also, if you haven't already subscribed and also hit that bell notification, please be sure to do that on your way out the door. I love you all very much. Please take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to one another. Be kind to your mental health. I'll say this, and I think I don't know, I have so many ideas for videos, right? I know that the wintertime gets really hard for some people. For me, personally, I thrive in the wintertime, but I do know that it can start to get a little hard for some people. Take your time. Take your time. Breathe. Do what you need to do to feel better. Because I don't be this person. It's like, it gets better, but like the sun, you know, it'll get lighter, you know. It'll get warmer outside and you'll start to feel better again, but you got this. Because I know you can do it. Point blank, period. I got you. You're good. We're good. We'll be all right. Talk nice to yourself before you talk nice to anybody else, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.